Welcome back, guys. In this lecture we are going to work on the creating style sheets as well as the entity demo. So first I will show some of the entity components, then I will show you the reason why we have these style sheets component separately or style sheets folder separately. So already we have installed the entity. Let's go to the entity setup once. After installation, if they have any additional steps to perform. Entity, the world's second most popular UI framework for React. I know this, that is the reason I'm using. Ant.design. Come on. Let me open this again. Yeah, it got loaded. So here you can see they have some landing page design about their entity design 5.0 version. So you just need to click on this get started button. Click on this. Components overview. Get started. So go to the button. I think their website is very slow. It's not even loading the documentation properly. Yeah. So here you can see at the left side you are having the list of components. At the center of the page you are having the documentation about the selected component, and at the right side you will be having different sections about the documentation. So I will give you the demo about the button component only because it is easy to understand. So here you can see this is their primary button, default button, dashed button, text button and link button. So they have around 5 variants. So let me click on this code symbol. So what they are suggesting, they are suggesting to import the button component. So we don't need this space, we just need the button. And let me copy this. Type is equal to primary. So in the register page I am going to use it. That's all. Let me go to the output once. It is still compiling. Sorry. Yeah, it's done. Here you can see I got the primary button. So I did not write any styling for this button. The styling that we are seeing here directly from the entity framework only or entity library only. But in our deployed version, so I think again it got missed. So once this is loaded, I am going to explain it later. So in our deployed version we are going to have our own theme buttons. So we are not going to use their entity blue theme, we are going to have our own styling. So that is the reason, even though we are using the entity components, we are going to have our own style sheets like primary colors, secondary colors, flex related classes, margin, paddings, all those stuff. So this is the only reason I am using the style sheets folder separately. So let me show you the best example. So what if you want to change the background color of this button? So it is somewhat difficult because we just need to override the entity default styling. So instead of that, so whatever the theme related components and theme related styling is there, that we have to keep it in the, or that we have to keep it in the style sheets folder. So I think it is loaded here. Yeah. So here you can see this is my own theme styling. So here you can see this is the style of input. If you go to the entity input, the styling will be different. And even if you see the button, my button styling is completely different from the entity button. Yeah, this is the entity button, this is our button, that means our deployed production button. So like this way we are going to change a lot of stylings. So that is the reason we are going to have our own style sheets folder. So if you are not comfortable with the entity, then you have to use the own styling. So if you are comfortable with the entity and you need not, if you want to spend much time on the logic part only, or if you want to ignore the styling, then you can go with the entity default styling only. So I am not forcing you to use the style sheets folder, that is up to you. But let's it's better to have our own style sheets. That's my concern, that's all. Now let's go and design our own classes. Okay, this is the style sheets folder. So this lecture will be somewhat longer only because I'm going to design around 4 to 5 style sheets. First one will be alignments.css. alignments.css. So in this file I am going to write all the classes which are related to the flex items, margins and paddings, because all those are the alignments related. Then I am going to have the sizes.css. So in this file I will write the sizes classes, that means height, width, all the stuff. And then I am going to have form elements.css. So all the stylings which are related to the form elements, like input, select box, radio button, form, normal form, all those stuff. And then I am going to have custom.css. So this file is related to only our own components. That means if we have any internal own components, like we have the seat booking, we have our own layout, for that we are going to have the custom.css. alignments.css, form elements, sizes are the global level. That means the classes that we write in these three files will be used across the application, but these custom.css will be designed for only specific components, not for the across application. So let me close all these things. Yeah, so go to the alignments.css ones. So first I will start with the .flex. So .flex is nothing but display flex. Then I am going to have flex row. So by default the direction will be flex row, or even if you want to write you can have flex row. Then flex column. To change the direction of the flex you just need to have the flex column. So this is the class and these are the properties. And then dot justify center. Justify center, which is nothing but justify content center. Justify start, this is not required because by default the content will be justify start. We just need to have justify between. Justify between, justify end. So to put the items at the center we need justify center, to put between, justify between, and justify end. And then these are for the horizontal. Now for the vertical we need the align properties. Align center, align end, or instead of align just use items. Item center, items end, items between, items between. Perfect. So we got the flex related classes. Now let's have let me write the comments also so you will understand better. Flex related classes, put these in the comments. Now I am going to write the next one will be margins. So for margins I am going to use up to 30 pixels, top 30, left 30, right 30, bottom 30 and all those stuff. So dot m1, which is nothing but margin 10 pixels, m2, m3. These are the all sides. Now if you want to have any particular site, dot mt1 margin top, dot mt2, mt3, then mb1, mb2, mb3, then mr1, mr2, mr3, then ml1, ml2, ml3. So we got the margins. Now let's have the padding. So I know this lecture will be somewhat boring, but to get the actual output we need all these classes. Then only we can write the stylings very easily. Yeah, P1, P2, P3, then PT1, PT2, PT3, PB1, PB2, PB3, PR1, PR2, PR3, PL1, PL2, PL3. So we got the margins and paddings also, and then at the last I'm going to have the gaps. So if you want to have the spaces between the flex items, you need the gaps. So I think you might be wondering why the instructor is writing all these classes from scratch. Why can't he use the bootstrap? So if you use the bootstrap, again there will be some disadvantage, because always you have to override the entity classes. So even if you write the bootstrap also, that will be another headache. So you will be having three different things if you use bootstrap: entity, bootstrap, again the custom styling. So even if you use the bootstrap also, you cannot ignore the custom styling, because with the help of the bootstrap classes you cannot override the entity. So you have to write your custom classes only. So that is the reason I am ignoring bootstrap. Where we are, okay, spaces. So dot gap 1, gap 1, gap 2, gap 3. That's all. So we are done with the alignments. So without any movement, let's go to the sizes. So in the sizes, first I am going to have H screen. First I will start with the heights, H screen, and W screen. These two are required, and also we required W full. W full is nothing but 100%. And if you have any border radius and shadows and all those stuff, you can have it here, because those are also related to the sizes only. And go to the form elements. Form elements we will design once we get to the login page and registration page, because you will understand better. Okay, I think we are good with the things. So let's go to the app.js and import all those style sheets. Import dot slash style sheet slash, first one is alignments.css, sizes.css, and then you have the form elements.css, and then custom.css, and we forgot the main thing, that is theme.css. Let's import here. Import theme.css. That's all. So now let's go to the theme. Okay, so here I am just writing root. So first one is I am going to write color primary, and color secondary. These are good. So let's choose the primary colors and secondary colors. So this is my primary color. I'm going to put the color picker here, copy, put it here, and let me have the secondary kind of yellow. Yeah, this is my secondary color. Now with the help of these two, color primary and color secondary, we are going to have the theme related classes. First one is dot bg primary, that means background color primary. Then BG secondary, that means background color secondary. So even we have to use the colors for the text also. So I am just writing dot text primary, text secondary. So we got the primary, secondary and all the stuff, and also the borders dot border primary and border secondary. And then we need to have the we got the colors, right? We need to have sizes for the text. So the text sizes you can write it in the theme or else sizes.css only. So let's go to the sizes, that would be better. So dot text, what I can write, I'll start with the SM, text SM, which is nothing but font size is equal to 14 pixels. Text MD, text MD 16, text LG 18, text XL 20, text 2XL 24, text 3XL 30. So we got the text sizes, height and width. We also got the themes. I think we are good. Now let's test some of these samples. So go to the pages, register, index. Let's see the magic I am going to show. So right now this is the primary button. So with the help of the classes that we have written, I am going to put this primary button at the center of the page. So very simple. For this div, put the class name flex, so it will become the display flex. Put the justify center, so it will become horizontally center. Put the head screen, it will take the height of the complete screen. Then have item center, so it will go and sit in the vertically centered position. Let's see the output. Yep, here you can see. So if you want to do this kind of things with the entity, it is too difficult, because entity is just for the components and the predefined styling, not for the classes. So that is the reason we are having our own external style sheets. Now I think you got why I have written. So this is just 15 minutes of time, but it will be having lot of advantage in the coming related lectures. So that's all guys, this is about the custom style sheets. So in the next lecture or in the next section, we are going to start our authentication screens, which are nothing but the login and registration screens. Thank you.